Unless you've been living under a rock, you've undoubtedly heard the Beatles' big announcement today about the release of their final song, Now and Then, and the repackaged Red and Blue albums. Everyone on the internet's talking about it. Everyone on YouTube's talking about it. So I might as well talk about it too. You want to know what I think? Stay tuned. Hey, violent community, welcome to Northern Revolutions. I'm Rob. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. We'll talk about the Beatles today. Of course, I have to. I'm a big Beatles fan, despite what my friend Glenn Calloway says. We've all been hearing for months about the upcoming release of the Beatles' final song, Now and Then. A couple days ago, the Beatles changed all their social media to have a picture of a cassette on it and nothing else. And you could enter your email address and it'd say, check your email. And so you check your email and it had a date of this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, presumably for a big announcement. And what was that big announcement? Of course, the release of Now and Then. And we're also getting a repackaged re-release of the Red and Blue albums. So I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you whether I'm going to buy it. But first, I'm going to let you know what we're supposed to get. So, obviously, the important thing is Now and Then. For those that aren't familiar with what it is, when the Beatles put out the anthology in the 90s, the idea was there was going to be one new song in each of the three volumes. Volume 1 was Free as a Bird. Volume 2 was Real Love. Volume 3 was supposed to be Now and Then. And they were cassette tapes that John had recorded. Yoko gave to Paul for the band to finish. And many people like the two anthology songs. Many people don't. I love them. I think they're fantastic. But George kind of vetoed the last one and said it wasn't up to the quality that he would want, so it was shelved. Fast forward to when Peter Jackson did the Beatles Get Back documentary, and he developed some, I want to call it AI-assisted demixing technology that he used to produce that film. And that was used on Now and Then. And what they're able to do was isolate John's vocals, and I think his piano, extract that from, the tape noise and everything else that was on there, and allow the Beatles to build a song around that. And they finished it, obviously with Sean and Yoko's blessing and Olivia and Danny Harrison's blessing. All of the Beatles play on it. I'm very excited. Can't wait to hear it. Very much looking forward to it. That's coming out on November the 2nd. We are going to get a 12-inch red vinyl or a 12-inch black vinyl. Then there's a few color variants of the 7-inch. There's a black, there's a blue and white marble, there's a white, there's a blue. It's kind of, I guess, appropriate that their last single, Now and Then, will be backed with their very first single, which was Love Me Do. Who knows which version of Love Me Do is presumably the album version that Ringo plays on, I would imagine. So that's kind of neat. Obviously, yeah, I'm 100% on board. I think it's great. What they've also announced is a repackaged Red and Blue album, which will include Now and Then. What do I think about that? Hold on just a second. What are we getting out of this? Everyone has seen the Red and Blue albums. They came out in '73 and have been reissued several times since. And it's been the gateway for a lot of people to get into the Beatles, because it's a career spanning, I wouldn't call it a greatest hits per se, but it very adequately covers their entire career. So we're getting a repackaged Red and Blue. It's remastered. We'll talk about that in a sec. But they've expanded it. So they've added more songs from Beatles albums and singles into those two collections to take them from 2 LP to 3 LP. They'll still be 2 CD each, but it'll go up to 75 tracks. The Red album, which is 62 to 66, is 2023 remix, both in stereo and Dolby Atmos. Presumably it's digital, I would imagine, given the technology that they've used for the other stuff. I think they maybe use some of this demixing technology possibly to separate some tracks to make it true stereo. I would imagine. I'm just guessing. They haven't said. And the Blue album, 67 to 70, various mixes depending on the song. 2015, 2017, 2021, 2022, 2023. I would imagine all, those mixes would have been extracted from the special edition box sets, presumably. And then the 2023 Dolby Atmos. So, what do I think? I wish I had a pair of Concert Buddies oven mitts, because this might be a hot take.
An oven mitt for all the hot takes that are coming.
What do I think? I think it's a cash grab. I think shame on you, Beatles, to be quite honest. I'm a big Beatles fan, and I've bought everything that they've put out. I have multiple versions of things for various reasons. I have UK first pressings, I have Canadian first pressings, I have the mono remasters, I have the Super Deluxe box sets, and I can justify to myself why I have those. I don't, and this is again my personal opinion. If you're excited about it and you want to buy it, awesome, power to you. This is, to me, this is the line in the sand. This is where I get off the train. I've pre-ordered the 12-inch now and forever because I want it, of course. But I'm not going to buy the red and the blue just to get that song. Everything else on there, I already own. Do I own every one of those mixes? No. And do I care to? Nope. I've said before, I'm not an audiophile. My ears are not good enough to pick up a lot of the subtle differences. In many cases, I can't tell you the difference. And if that's your bag, more power to you. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Again, this is my opinion. I think it's a cash grab. I don't think the Beatles are bringing anything of value to these repackaging of the red and the blue. Yes, it's an extra disc of stuff we already have. Super Deluxe box sets, they had extra stuff. They had demos. They had outtakes. They had, some live stuff, whatever. Great. I'm all for that. Stuff we don't already have. I don't count a 2023 mix of a song that we already had, a 2015 mix and a 2009 mix and a 1965 mix. I don't count that as something new. And again, that's just my personal opinion because I'm not an audiophile. Other than now and then, there is nothing of additional value in these red and blue albums. And I really think it's kind of shameful, to be quite honest, because the Beatles fans are diehard. We're adamant. We're hardcore. We're fiercely loyal. And we throw money at this band blindly almost. And I'm guilty of it too. So they know that people will buy it. And they know that it will sell like hotcakes. But we're not getting anything new. And I think that's terrible. I'm going to get roasted in the comments, I'm sure, and that's fine, but that's just my take on it. I own the red and the blue in several forms. I have the 2009 digital remaster of the red and the blue on CD. Cool, great. I have original Canadian first pressings of the red and the blue on red vinyl and blue vinyl, which, by the way, the new ones are available on red, blue vinyl, and black. So I've got the originals from the 70s on colored vinyl. And I have these. These are the 2014 remasters. These are, as far as I'm concerned, these are the ones I need. These were the new remixes in 2014, remastered from the original analog tapes, all analog. Again, not that I'm an audiophile, but I think that this very nicely complements the mono box set in that it's an all analog remaster as well. These complement that very, very nicely. So I don't know why I would have any need to buy the new red and blue. Does it bug me that there's going to be a version out there that I don't have? Yes. The OCD part of me goes, it's different. It's got more than what you already have. But I already own that material and I don't care that it's a different mix. So as much as it pains me, not buying it. I am buying the Now and Then 12-inch single. One comment I have about the Now and Then single, the artwork is done by a graphic artist named Ed Ruscha. Mazzy talked about him a little bit and praised him. The Beatles have some of the most iconic album artwork. Look at Abbey Road, one of the most copied covers of all time. Revolver, what a beautiful piece of artwork by Klaus Voormann. Sgt. Pepper. And now you see the cover of Now and Then. Maybe I'm just not a smart person and I don't understand this Ed Ruscha fella, but I think that artwork is terrible. I can create that in Photoshop in about 10 minutes. I would have hoped something better packaging wise for the Beatles' last hurrah. But anyway, small thing. I shouldn't even complain about it. I'm happy we're getting a new song. I'm happy that it's finally seeing the light of day. And yes, I'll buy the single. No, I won't buy the red and blue. If you have plans to buy it, fantastic. I hope you enjoy it and I hope that it's worth everything that you want it to be. I can't justify $215 Canadian for stuff that I already own. I'd rather take a little bit of that money and get myself an original UK first pressing of the red and the blue, which by all accounts is a very, very good quality sounding recording. And it would round out my UK first pressing collection. I think that's where I'm going to spend my money. Anyway, that's my initial take on Now and Then, which I'm looking forward to, November 2nd, and the red and the blue, November 10th. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you planning to buy it? Are you excited? What do you think about the prospect of a new Beatles song? Happy to hear it. Thanks everybody for watching. Catch you on the flip side.